Hello, welcome to the podcast, Tharni. Uh,
Yes, hello. Sir.
can you tell us something about yourself, your background?
Okay, my name is Tharani Dharan. I am currently pursuing neurotherapy as my career. I'm currently interning here in Mumbai, Thane. So, yeah, I'm shifting from engineering to medical healing sciences. So it's been quite a journey. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice to know. The topic I've been thinking of today is a single word. It's called
Okay.
bias.
Okay.
Uh, in the last couple of weeks, or rather, last couple of months, I've been realizing that there's there's a certain pattern in my behavior that I noticed,
Okay.
which is when anybody talks to me about any subject under the sun, I have kind of made up my mind and I back it up with some kind of facts.
Okay.
So I over a period I've been realizing that instead of being open minded and listening to people and figuring out what is being said and processing the new information to arrive at a sensible outlook about the situation, which every
Okay.
rational person should be trying to do, I am realizing that, oh, I have a personal opinion about the fact, and
Okay.
it colors everything that I know about it in that sense.
Yeah.
So that has been a revelation to me. And while it is nice to know that I know, it doesn't change that easy. Uh,
Yes.
so my question to you is, what do you have to say about this regarding your personal experience about such things?
Bias is innate within us because from right from our childhood, everything that we experience, even though it was uh, on a global perspective, everybody has their own individual perception of things, no matter where they are. Whether it is, let's take the example of a poor beggar on the road, right? So if I were there from my childhood, I used to feel very sad for the person. This guy he has no clothes, he's starving, he's asking for food. So I would try to convince my parents to give him food, money, or whatever. But my dad's perception was he is a healthy person. Why is he begging? His muscles are good, he's strong. So from that, I see that bias is innate within us. As soon as we understand logic and start to absorb the information that the world is throwing at us, you are bound to develop your own set of perception, your own ideology of different concepts. The issue, I think, is when we refrain from accepting the other person and we try to thrust our opinions, our ideologies onto the other. So bias is inevitable, I guess. But how we try to work with the other person, again, that is another issue. Do you want to work with them? Do you want to fight with them? So it depends.
Okay, that's a interesting line of questions that came to me. The first thing is, uh, how many of us do realize? I want to break this up a little. In my
Okay,
mind,
bilkul.
what came up along with this was that while I thought I was being rational because I
Uh-huh.
speak well, I have read well, I have heard well, so it gives me uh, the idea that I know.
Yes, I comes
And
in.
because of that, when I put forth a point of view, I feel that
Yeah.
I really do know the subject. It's not that I'm thrusting my knowledge upon someone
Mhm.
without realizing that I am being emotional about the whole thing.
Yeah.
So once I have developed a point of view about certain things, like it was very interesting the example you gave. It's a universal example. I think all of us have faced when you are giving money. Sometimes our friends say he's healthy. Why do you encourage such stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, So my question to you is, how does then one accommodate a point of view that you yourself have not arrived at to start with? What is the quality that one should develop within ourselves to listen or to accommodate is a good word, I would think here.
Every journey depends on what you desire, right? So every life is very unique. If we take the example of Hitler, that guy, he had this idea of Aryans, the perfect race. And from his point of view, he was right. From his experience of life, he was learned. Even though the genocide and the murders were in millions, for his entire life, I don't know about the end, but for his entire life, he was committed to that, right? So I used to think about this, who is right and who is wrong? Where is the gradient? How do I analyze this perception, this person's ideology is right, and this person's understanding and perception of life is right? Like, how do I assimilate their point of view? Because for a long time, I myself had my own bias. I would categorize everything into essential and non-essential. If somebody was speaking something to me, if somebody was talking about the news, I would consider that as irrelevant information because I was not at all interested in it. I did not want to listen to it and I did not want to engage any sort of energy into it. So my perception was already decided when I chose not to listen to it. Even though he was giving me valid information, even though he was giving me knowledge of my current environment, the current affairs and everything. But I had closed myself to that. So your journey is driven by your desires of what you want to experience. So from that point of view, everybody is exploring in their own way. We are nobody to judge somebody कि हाँ मतलब आपका perspective गलत है मेरा perspective गलत है. We can only work on ourselves. So that is what I have learned till far in my life.
Yeah, okay. I think you went very global. I would want to come down to a very
Individualistic.
individual example in the sense of, say, for example, even now when we are speaking about this, I'll go deeper into this. You gave a global example. You would think it is valid because uh, you have picked up a universal example of
Okay.
somebody who
Yeah.
we all know and who stood for a very strong set of views.
Yeah.
Right wrong is another story, but strong set of views.
Yeah.
And I am saying we need to go individualistic. So at this point, if I were to actually talk to you and convince you to go individualistic, I would
Okay.
want to give you more information about what am I seeking.
Okay.
So either you get convinced by the information that I give you that look, I want personal examples because they're not just points of view, they decide what your life will be. So for example, both of us
Okay.
are staying in a hostel is a real
Okay.
example where we both decide tonight we want to go and have food outside. We won't have
Okay.
hostel food. Now, since it is a rare occasion, we are both wanting to have, say, I want to have Punjabi, you want to have South Indian, or
Okay.
vice versa. And you say, no, no, I have had enough of all the Punjabi food. You will say, no, no, no. We should have that only. Now, it's a valid point of view. Both of us are staying here. Both of us are staying together. And it's a real problem where an opinion is not just an opinion, it's going to influence both our lives directly on that particular day.
The dinner choice is not going to influence us that dramatically.
Sorry, come again.
Dinner choice is not going to influence our life that dramatically.
Again, that effectively is also a bias that we
Yeah.
can discuss.
Okay.
So this was just an example where
Yeah.
is going to influence what is going to happen to you physically, mentally.
Yeah.
So if you decided, no, no, I do not want to have it, and we go and uh, agree to my choice and go and have it, and it
Yeah.
turns out to be bad,
Okay.
then it's going to be repeated the next few days. Look, I told you we shouldn't have gone there. Look, similarly, the other way around. So my
Yeah.
question to you is, sticking to the core subject at hand, in
Okay.
terms of forming an opinion,
Huh.
what is it that convinces us that ours is the right view?
Ego. Whatever we do is to satisfy our sense of ego, right? Ki, this identity that I think that is I, that I present to the world, is is a present representation of my mental constructs, my behavior, my language, my ideologies. So when you say ki, let's say both of us had this clash and your choice of food didn't agree with my body or whatever. So instead of cursing you or fighting with you and constantly reminding you or blaming you, I would keep it in mind that I will never have this sort of adventure again. I will correct myself. So my bias has always been towards myself, at least for the past 3-4 years. उसके पहले तो ठीक है, I was out of control. I was analyzing and judging almost everybody. But then once I realized कि externally trying to control things isn't working, I started to analyze myself. कि when I judge something, why am I biased towards it? If I see a girl, why am I attracted to her? If I see a statue, why do I feel this devotion towards it? I started to analyze myself. So I started to realize deeper and deeper things about myself. Ki somewhere I I had this psychological boundary that ki my memory was weak. At bachpan mein, I had set this limitation on myself ki my memory is weak. And based on that bias, I struggled my entire life. I now realize I have phenomenal memory,
Phenomenal.
but I have memory on things that I'm interested in. If I'm not interested, if I consider them in the non-essential category, I completely ignore them. Right. So that bias, I'm trying to undo that. I'm trying to unlearn what I had forced myself into. So this has become my process now. Try to analyze myself, try to work on myself.
I like what you've been talking. I would want to go a little deeper and understand what you're saying. So when you analyze yourself, so for example, whether it's the opposite sex uh, or a statue or something
Yeah.
else that you see,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is it that you analyze? What is it that you have? Could you give us an example? Anything? Matlab, you say you want to, you're going window shopping and you see a pair of shoes or a pair of t-shirt or jeans, something like that.
Yeah.
You like it or you dislike
Yeah.
it. Then
Yeah.
what happens? What do you analyze? What do you come up with? For example,
Okay. So my my journey so far has been quite eye-opening, thankfully to life and all the guidance that it has given me. So initially, I was very pessimistic. I was almost nihilistic. Ki everything is purposeless. That was my perception. Life as such is purposeless. My birth here is meaningless. I asked my mother this question when I gave my exam after 12th. I asked her. We were sitting on the park, I mean, घर के सामने गार्डन में बैठे, and I asked her कि माँ, uh, you told me to study well for 10th class. I said fine. You said that is very important part of my life. Then you told me to study well for 12th. I'm doing it now. And then now you'll say you'll tell me to get into a college. I'll get in. You'll say get good grades. Then you'll say get a placement. Then you'll say get a good job. Then get married. Then have children and live your life. Like, where is my choice? Where are you allowing me to think and experience? You've already imposed this journey of my life, right? And my question was, you gave birth to me. You expect me to give birth to somebody, and the bloodline will go on. Your mother gave birth to you, her mother gave birth to her. So where is this coming and where are we going? What is the purpose of this all? She is a very innocent woman and she was like, nahi beta, zindagi aise hi hai, aise hi chalna chahiye and everything. So my thought process was very nihilistic. Everything is meaningless. And from there, from that absolute darkness, no matter what you give me in my life, I was nihilistic about it. You give me good food, I was nihilistic. You gave me good experiences, all the good experiences, all the luxuries. It was purposeless to me because in my mind, I had set up that bias. Everything is meaningless. So I had bound myself. I was locked within myself. And I also didn't read, another big mistake. So I was locked with, I didn't read. So I was locked with myself, with my own limited imaginative thoughts. That's it. My own simple world. I wouldn't read, I wouldn't talk with anybody, I wouldn't have any input of all the wisdom that is out there. I was stuck with myself. From that state of ignorance, I fell down. And when I started to fall, it was really bad. As in, nothing mattered. Not my life mattered, not my parents mattered. What happens to my body doesn't matter. Nothing mattered. And once you begin to go in that depth, once you hit the rock bottom, then you realize ki, theek hai, I have been completely abusing what has been given to me. I've been completely ignoring and undervaluing everything that is there. So let's just try to value something. And with that final thought, I started to bounce back because I had found no reason to do experience or do anything. And from that single thought, again, I started to bounce back. And it was a cascading effect. It's a domino effect. You do one good thing, you talk to another person who is similarly disturbed as you try to help that person, you feel an ease. Just helping another person makes you feel easeful. I didn't realize that. I would not talk to somebody. But then, even though I'm stuck, this is a good comedy of it. Even though I'm stuck, even though I'm clueless what I'm doing, I'm trying to help someone live a good life. Even though I don't have the answer, I'm trying to give the answer to somebody else. And in that process, I find the answer myself. So I started to do some good, some way of appreciating life. My main focus of positivity in my life has been my brother, younger brother. And all through my childhood, he was there. He was the main, only source of light for me. Otherwise, everything else was dark. And when I started to let him go also, then I realized, okay, I should not. So I started to get back. So from that phase of my life, if you see me now, like if you take the example of window shopping, you see a pair of shoes. Now, my thought process will be, that is a beautiful pair of shoes. I hope it serves the person who wears it well. You understand? Now, from absolute ignorance, from mind numbing isolation, now I'm moving towards surrender. I'm moving towards spirituality. So, life, I don't know if it is fate or is it free will? I don't know how everything works together. Is it a balance between these two? Sometimes you have to let go of control, sometimes you have to take control, but life has kicked me finally in the direction that eases my heart and makes me feel worthy and happy to live this life. So now this bias is almost pacified because I am beginning to accept everything and everyone as they are. Okay, of course my ego comes up sometimes, my anger flares up, but I after I cool down, I analyze, I calm down. But most of the days,